Hello, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel, and welcome back to some more Factorio. We're back in here, running around with my little guy here. After the last episode, I basically went down here, I put in a coal buffer, and basically all this allows me to do is build a stockpile of coal up, so if something does happen eventually, I've got a bunch of boxes of coal to feed into this system. Um, it adds a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, it'll work out. And so what I did after the last episode is I built a bunch of stuff, just generally trying to get some stuff kind of set up and started. What I need to do is build a couple of things and figure out how we want to do that. Because I remember if we had water up here. So maybe I'll go out this way. Or maybe I'll put them up here, and then I'll put our bus out that way. I like that. I like that idea. So, what we're gonna do here first. It's been a while since I've actually built the old smelting array here. So we're gonna clean some of this stuff out here real quick. Just have that all cleaned out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start up here. We're gonna start with our old. Start with that guy there. And then we're going to have these guys like this. And we're going to have, I don't remember the exact number I need. But this is how many we're going to have. Yeah, so the whole idea here is to have a smelting array so that we can have something put up so that we can have basically ore coming in and then ore coming out. And then the whole plan and goal here is to kind of have all this stuff kind of working for us. That one there, that's that. And then we basically send raw ore and coal on the outsides here. And then once we get all that stuff built, it comes down the inside and then magically works the way we need it to work. So I may actually cut this off here in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and this. And I'm going to do that. Like that. Cut this off. We're going to put it in like that. Just compress it down a little bit. That way we get all this stuff kind of in. Probably should have went and put my power poles in while I was at it, but where is the fun in that? All right, so now how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 4, 5. That's 20. For some reason, I think I should have 24. I don't know if that's a good number or a bad number. Honestly, I'd rather have too many than not enough. Cut that guy off there. Cut that guy off there. All right, so all that stuff is going in. Now we'll figure out where we need to put our poles at. We'll put the pole there. Put the pole there. Fortunately, well, if I tile them, if I do this, up, Control Z that. Let's try that again. Put all that in. Then I'm gonna get them all figured out here in a second. Being oh no, it doesn't work. Trying to get away without having all the extra poles there, but that is not gonna do what I needed it to do. All right, whatever. We're gonna end up with that now. It'll all work out. Got a little bit double. Yeah, we're still using those lower end poles, so unfortunately, not much you can do about that. It is what it is. Let all these guys get figured out what they're doing. I am out of those. That will slow me down. And I'm gonna probably pick all those up. And the reason I'm gonna pick all those up is because I just realized I wanted to go the other way. Now that is a good thing about starting fairly early with robots. Oh, here, let me go get these out of here too. I built a bunch of extra stuff. I don't need the extra power as of right now, and I was just gonna throw this down, but I wanted to show something here too. So what I want to do is I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna Control C this bad boy. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of this, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and go into our game blueprints. We're just gonna drop it in there, right? So now I'm gonna pick it up here, and then I'm gonna hit. You can hit R and it will rotate you around, or you can hit F and it flips it around. And I want to flip. And what that does is it's a difference between rotating or just mirror flipping it. And I wanted it mirror flipped because that way everything still lines up. It just basically makes a mirror image of it. And then what I can do is I can pick this guy here and go down here to the lowest point I can. Grab this bad boy here. I'll grab that. Look at that. Now we got water. Now we got double the power. Great. It's glorious. Let's go over here and grab the copper. We'll make us some more of those guys. I'm going to do some the old flipperoo around there. And then we're going to end up having to do some special stuff for this too. And that in and of itself is a problem. When you start getting mixtures like this, there's two ways to deal with it. Either you can completely ignore it, be really careful where you put stuff in, or you can just brute force it and put in filters. I'm going to brute force it, put in filters. Because to me, that sounds like more fun. And you know what? Just make them all. That's fine. Let's see. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Control X. I'm going to cut that out. And then we're going to open our blueprint book. We're going to drop that guy in there. And then we're going to Control X again. And let's flip it. So originally I was thinking I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it right here. All right. So that's probably going to be overkill for what we're trying to do here in the beginning, but you know, what's good to kills usually works good overkilling. Now you can run through, like you can just hold your right click and just kind of go through and help pick them up too if you want to. You have to be careful with the little robots here because sometimes they'll they'll shoot out and you'll grab them by accident. But it's nice to have the robots in the beginning, and honestly, it's part of the reason I start with the robots, just because the oh well, because I can. You guys are not being cooperative. So if you ever run into a situation like this where you're having issues, you do this, and you go, ha ha, look at me, free space. So we'll have them build all this stuff out, and then we're going to start trying to bring stuff up here and get the plan for that. Going to take us a few minutes to get all this stuff sorted out. That'll be all right, though. All right, so with that, I kind of want, actually, that matter. Pick all that up. Actually, you know what? Pick all that up too, and pick that up while you're at it. Fill my inventory full of happiness. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to actually start building us these guys. So, like I said, there are lots of people out that have blueprints. If you want a blueprint book, there's lots of YouTubers out there that have phenomenal blueprint books. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to make the perfect thing. I'm just trying to get something that's going to work well enough for my my goals here, so that I can do what I need to do. But at the same time, I'm not trying to. Oh, the other thing you do too. Just if you hit Q on the ore pack, it will bring up the miner for you. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to make a better mousetrap here. I'm just trying to get it to function and work. There's a lot of things that we could do with belt weaving and putting the power poles on the inside, getting the maximum throughput we can. I'm not trying to do that stuff. So the trick is like this power pole will do 3, right? But that means I need to get the next one would need to be here, to be able to be 100% the best thing that it can be. The problem is I can't do that. So having them 3 apart isn't really helpful. So instead, what I think I'm going to do is do here, here, and here. So basically just do every other one. It would be better, like I said, to have the larger spacing, but that's not in the cards right now. So that is not what we're doing. Do that. We're going to run this guy all the way out. See how they're working on it. I only got 10 little robots. If I want to, I can make more of them. But it's just I'm trying to use them as a a convenience thing, not so much as a trying to redo the world there. And the other problem with these bots too is they get a bit what's they can get a bit confused and they get a bit single track minded. They'll end up not wanting to do things sometimes just because they don't have anything to do, or they don't they'll just get trapped, and they'll be like, oh well, this thing's not picked up, I can't do anything, and they'll just sit there and stare at it like, if you just picked that thing up first, you could have put that other thing down. So they're not the they're not the smartest bots in the world. We'll do this, put this guy out. We'll go ahead and throw this guy in here also. So what I'm going to do, put you. Now the trick with these is that depending on where you put them, they may or may not if there's no ore there, it just will be like, oh, okay, well, there's no ore there. I'm not going to work today. If there is ore there, it will let you put all the stuff down and it will function and it will work the way it needs to work, which is great. So so you'll see like this guy up here, like I'll go up here. Let's just do that. So there, and then like over here, we can just throw another one down. Let's see if we get it lined up better than that. And just kind of get all this stuff covered as much as we can. That should be good. That's pretty much. I think there'll be a couple little spots of the ore patch that we don't have super covered, but for the most part, we'll have that ore patch done. You guys are still just running up here to your heart's content, aren't you? I just keep running further. And the other issue with these guys too is once they kind of have something in their queue, no matter how far you run from that spot, they will continue to work on that item. So they can really get stuck, and you can get into a situation where you get halfway across the map, and they're just one track minded. It doesn't matter. They're going to go fix that specific thing, and they're just going to do it, and there's nothing you can say about it. So, but we'll get them all fixed out here in a minute. That'll be all right. But it's the small price to pay for having bots earlier in the old game here. So we'll do that. So now they'll go down and start working on that other spot. Pick that up. Do that. Suppose we put the wood back in there. I don't need the wood right now. I might need it in a minute when I start running all these poles out. Now the real fun part's gonna be down here, because what I'm gonna end up doing down here is, well, the easiest way to do this. Pop this. Or not. All right, just pick all that up when y'all get a chance. I keep stacking up things for them to do. They'll eventually figure it out. Bring up our build map again here real quick. Drop that guy right down there like that. That. This is probably going to be more stone than we're going to need for a while. It'll all work out. The real trick is going to be this area down here. This is going to be interesting. And the reason I say that is simply because I'm going to do something that you probably shouldn't do. But, you know. add a little bit of complexity. Now, the one trick you do have to be careful with this is making sure that you have your filters need to be set up the priority wise enough so that the stuff that's heavily mixed or that's mixed, you're pulling the copper or the coal out as quickly as you can to the other side. Because if not, what will end up happening is you clog your system up, and nobody likes a clogged up system. All right, you guys are all angry again, probably full of garbage. So this is unfortunately in the beginning, especially your inventory is really small. Trying to get some of that stuff kind of coming in to get it sorted. We'll just do this. Oh, and I done messed it up. No, I can change it. Yeah, we'll do that. I didn't super mess it up, but I did kind of mess it up. I can't really do that. I'll just have to do it outside. Um, yeah, I'll just bring everything in from the outside. I'll be fine. Sometimes what I'll do is I gotta pull this whole thing out probably 3 or 4 levels, and then I can run the coal up the inside of this and clean this area up out here a little bit. I probably should do that. It's just depending on I've got to put underground somewhere. So it's do you put them in there or do you put them over there? So I got more coal. Get all this stuff covered. Start getting us some stuff brought in. Start building us a base. Now the good news is with this stuff, the way it's kind of set up, it will allow it to still have ore there for a minute as we get all this stuff sorted out back here. Even though really, nothing really being powered by it right now. You'll be in for a shock when I actually connect everything back up. Be fine. Be fine. Now I did lie earlier, thinking about it. I am gonna bring some blueprints across. I'll have to go find them in a second. Uh, whose are we gonna look at today? So the belt balancers, like some of the those smaller belt balancers are easier to contend with. But trying to do like larger belt balancers, it's not worth your time. Uh, I just go find somebody. And this one, I literally did a Google search for belt balancers and come for Factorio print. So it's 1 to 1. So basically, this is going to be tap the clipboard, and then you're going to go in here. You're going to go import string. We're going to control V that bad boy right in there. We're going to import, and we're going to drop our yellow belt balancers. So all this is going to allow it to do is there you go. So what some of these are kind of silly, not entirely truthful. Like there are better balancers. This was literally the first one I grabbed. Look for a better one later. I know I have a pretty good set that I usually use, but you definitely want to have your belts balanced. Got all that stuff doing good there. So now the trick here is every single one of these. Just want to have those come out a little bit further. Oh, I already put that back. Dang it. Pick that up for a reason. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to put splitters on here, on each one of these. Right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go output priority. I'm gonna filter. I'm gonna say cold to the right. So you should. So now all that coal should go to the right. Right? So it will only go to the right, which is what we want it to do. All right, so that is good. I should be able to go shift right click, shift left click. Now I'll copy that over, shift left click, shift left click, shift left click. So now we have all the coal going to the right. We have all the copper going to the left. Well, it's all the coal goes to the right. Everything else goes to the left. So if you have more than one of these to do, then you'll need to do more than one of them. Now, what we're going to do now is start working this stuff out. All right. So and this is a big mess, and it's going to be a big mess. Now, if I do that and then just drag it across it, it'll make it it'll auto do that for me, which is very nice of it. Drag those across. Fortunately, you need undergrounders there. Do all that stuff down. Up here, go there like that. You need to go like that. And we're all good now. All right, so with that, we made a huge mess. Really, really overcomplicated this way more than it needed to be complicated. And there was a reason for that, right? Because we have to make sure that we're keeping the coal coming out, and uh, this gives us a little bit of a buffer to get things out and things like that. Now, with this done the other way, technically, this will be all coal all the time, going the other direction. Or no, copper going the other direction. So that way we have copper going one way, coal going the other way. Now, so like I said, there's two ways to do this. I could have went through and with my stations here and very, very meticulously selected only the parts of the things that I wanted, and basically left a strip down the center here and left that there. Or I could just do this and just let them figure it out. Either way, you can have problems either way. It's neither way is a really a good plan. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do? All right. So now, and go here to our balancer. We're going to do what's that? Like 5 to 1 here. And I'm just going to literally stick a 5 to 1 on here. So I'm taking all that copper that comes in all that and just cram it back down to 1 belt. For the most part, it'll probably be all right. It's going to back up a little bit, but it'll be all right. Now, that being said, though, it's important that the copper that's down here, like I want the copper from this, like this row here, this one to have priority to the right, input priority to the right, and then if I hit, yeah, so you see that little arrow there. If I hold it or hit the Alt key, that will show that right. And then I want to have this one input priority to the right also. And then this one will have input priority to the left. So basically, anything that comes off of this row here, which is a good amount of coal, is going to get basically priority. And then the second priority is going to be anything from this line. So that being the two biggest parts of my coal field, I want to make sure that any copper that's on this gets basically shunted out first. And then on the other side too, is then if these two appear being my largest copper, I want we're gonna go back here. We're gonna pull like a 5x2 or 5 to 2. We're gonna pop that bad boy on there like that. And then so these two up here, the top two here being the most important two here. I want this one to be input on the right also, and then that's going to go down. It's going to go through this one, and it's going to go through this one. So this one, I need to have input to the right, and this one I need input to the left. So it's not going to be a super balancing, but the trick here is to make sure that if I'm not using as much as I can, I want to use the rows that I want first. All right. So then go up here to these guys. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This. Go back in here. Go back to our balancer. We're going to go look for like a 6 to 2. Easy enough. I'm going to pop this guy up here a little bit. It may actually work out right where I want it. Just do that. Do that right there, like that. Be great. Do these. Set up another. So another thing you want to, I usually try to do also, is I'll do this. I'll just drop it in here, and then I'll put it down here like that. I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna tell it to rocks and trees only, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I can highlight everything, and it will only pick up the rocks and trees one, which is really helpful, especially if you're just trying to clear an area out so that you can, put a building in, or you can see what's going on, or see where you're messing up. If you got a bunch of rocks and trees in the way, that is a great way to get them out, especially if you have robots. All right, so that's all of our iron there. These guys here only have, what, 3? Probably don't even really need to do this, but we're going to do it anyway because we already have it, so why not? That. Have nice amount of stone coming up. There's that stone there, so that's all good. Geez, I'm already at 37 minutes. God, time flies when you're doing this sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna run this guy up here. I'm gonna get these ran real quick, and we'll call it a good. So if y'all are enjoying this, it's hard to say. Factorio is an older game. I really do enjoy Factorio. It is probably seriously one of my most favorite games that I play. I have, well, according to, I messed this whole thing up in here. I'll fix this afterwards. How did I mess all that up? I don't know what's going on there. All right, I'll fix that in a minute. But I have, according to Steam, this is the game I have the most time in. I think Steam lists me having over 2,000 hours. I have ridiculous amounts of time in Factorio. I love the game. It's one of those games that, of all the games I have, the one I compare other games to on a regular basis. Just because other games just, Factorio was the first one, and it's the one that people know. And hey, what are you doing here? Why? And it's one I definitely compare other games to. Satisfactory and Hell, Space Engineers, and so many other games that I compare things to. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit, and we will be back here in a little bit, and with the next episode. But like I said, right now I'm way over. I've been just having too much fun. It's just, in Factorio, it's just a time sink. And for no other reason, I love it for that. Because you just playing, you have fun, and it's just fun. So, but with that, we will go ahead and back out here real quick, and then we will let you guys do that. And if y'all have any questions or comments or anything, please throw those down in the section below. Don't forget, like the videos if you like them. Subscribe and do all that stuff. You know what to do on YouTube. And with that, we will talk to you guys next time. Y'all be safe. Talk to y'all later.